Today's hearing addresses the tragic consequences of companies selling dangerous consumer products and the federal government's failing to protect Americans from these products. Specifically, we will examine the Rock and Play, an infant sleeping product sold by Mattel under the Fisher-Price brand. In the 10 years that this product was sold on the market, at least 50 infants died while using it. That is at least 50 young lives cut short, families shattered by the tragic loss of a child. Yet Mattel and its subsidiary, Fisher-Price, walked away with more than $200 million. In 2019, this committee launched an exhaustive investigation into how the Rock and Play was developed, marketed, and later recalled. Our staff conducted interviews and reviewed thousands of pages of documents. This morning, we are going to be releasing this report, which you can get on the Corps website or on my congressional website. What we found was absolutely shocking. It is a national scandal. When Mattel released the Rock and Play in 2009, it was the only product of its kind on the market. Pediatricians had advised for years that infants should sleep on a firm, flat crib mattress to prevent death or injury. But Rock and Play was a padded seat holding infants at a 30-degree angle, even though this new design conflicted with safety guidelines. Our investigation shows that Mattel did not consult with a single pediatrician or conduct a single scientific study to find out if it was safe for babies to sleep at an angle. Internal documents also show that over the decade this product was sold, Mattel repeatedly ignored urgent warnings from international regulators, pediatricians, and even its own customers that the Rock and Play was unsafe. For example, in 2010, a regulator in Australia warned Mattel that using this product as a sleeper, quote, is at odds with widely accepted and promoted best practices, end quote. In 2011, the company was banned from marketing the Rock and Play as a sleeper in Canada because of safety concerns. And in 2013, one American pediatrician wrote and said, and I quote, "I am concerned that parents are using this product as a routine sleeping area for their babies. This is unsafe," end quote. Mattel also received a steady drumbeat of reports that infants as young as 2 months old had stopped breathing or even died in the Rock and Play. Mattel employees admitted to the committee that the company knew about these deaths and injuries, but Mattel claimed that its product was not the problem. In 2018, the Consumer Product Safety Commission, or CPSC, finally became concerned about the number of infant deaths in Rock and Play and demanded information about the product from the company. But rather than take action to warn consumers, Mattel pushed back against CPSC's concerns in private for nearly a year to try to avoid a recall. Mattel kept denying that there was any problem with Rock and Play, even as more and more infants died. The CPSC was legally prohibited from warning the public about the dangers with the Rock and Play during these negotiations. That is because the Consumer Product Safety Act makes it extremely difficult for the agency to disclose information about dangerous products without the consent of the manufacturer. In fact, Mattel only agreed to recall it after it became clear that the Consumer Reports was about to publish a very damning evidence that dozens of infants died using the Rock and Play. The committee's investigation makes clear that Mattel and its subsidiary Fisher-Price put profits over people with tragic results. On Friday, we learned that Mattel is recalling 2 more inclined infant products that the company marketed for sleep: the Rock and Glide Soother and Soothe and Play Glider, after 4 infants rolled over in the Rock and Glide and suffocated. In other words, they died because of the exact same dangerous product design as the infants who died in Rock and Play. It is shocking that Mattel did not remove those products from the market sooner, given the devastating consequences of keeping the Rock and Play on the market. Stronger regulation can prevent these tragedies. Current law cedes far too much power to the corporations selling consumer products, while tying the hands of the government agency charged with keeping people safe. The law allows many companies to be subject to only voluntary standards that they help create, rather than mandatory safety rules. And it does not give the CPSC the tools it needs to prevent dangerous products from being released to the public or to remove products from the market when they are proven to be dangerous. We must strengthen our nation's consumer protection laws and empower the CPSC to do its job so that companies making money off a product don't have the final word on whether it is safe. I encourage my colleagues to carefully review the findings from the committee's investigation and to work together on a bipartisan basis to better protect Americans from dangerous products. I want to close by playing video statements from 2 parents who want to share